For 75-year-old Tasia Berger, making ends meet is a monthly challenge. The retired nanny lives on the 2,600 shekels provided to senior citizens every month by Bituach Leumi, which barely covers the basic costs of living.
אז במה מקצרים? באוכל, בנסיעות. אני יודעת באיזה דברים, בתרופות גם אי אפשר לקצר, נכון? זהו.
Tasia is one of the estimated 190,000 senior citizens in Israel who cut down on basic needs like food and heating during the winter months in order to afford the elevated heating costs. A survey commissioned last week by the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews found that about 1/4 of senior citizens can't afford to heat their homes.
The Bituach Leumi, the social security system here, admits that the amount that the government is providing these poor is roughly 40% of what they need to survive in a dignified way.
Tasia moved to Israel from Lithuania in 1991 when the country declared independence from the Soviet Union. Although she had worked in Lithuania as a school teacher for many decades, the language barrier in Israel only allowed her to work as a nanny. Tasia now lives in a small one-room apartment provided by the government's public housing in Jerusalem, and many of her neighbors in the complex are also elderly immigrants from former Soviet countries. Tasia says that the one heater she owns and is constantly running is just enough to keep her apartment warm.
פה 20 מעלות, שם במטבח 18 מעלות, ובשירותים 16-15 מעלות.
The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews gave out blankets and 500 shekel checks to 15,000 senior citizens to help them with their heating bills during the winter. Tasia says that although she makes do with the monthly income from Bituach Leumi, for some of her neighbors who have higher medical demands, it is not enough. A former writer from Russia, Mikhail Baskin, says he and his wife can barely afford their monthly medical expenses.
My vision of happiness, it's quite enough money for pills. It's my vision of happiness.
Benjamin Spear reporting for the Jerusalem Post.